برنامه سازان، میهمانان و کلیه شرکت کنندگان در برنامه‌های تایم تیوی مسئول سخنان و نظریات شخصی خود هستند.
Hello everyone, my name is Sudi Burnett and I would like to welcome you all to my show Body, Mind and Spirit. In today's program, I am going to talk about our favorite program that's going to be how to gain the maximum muscle mass and how to lose weight and how to achieve a perfect ideal body. So if you guys are ready, let's get started. Tip number 1, what is your relationship with yourself? Yes, this is a relationship. There is you and there is your body. So what kind of relationships you two have with each other? Are you guys communicating well? When your body is talking to you, are you really listening? Or do you have ADD and you constantly rushing to jump to the next thing and you're not really hearing the message? It is very important. When we are in a relationship, it's extremely important that we are listening to each other. And this is extremely, extremely important. Because if you're not listening to your body, at times, it could be that your body is telling you that you're thirsty, and because you're not getting the message right, you might think that you're hungry and you're overeating. And if you drink like 2 or 3 glasses of water and wait for 20 minutes, you're not going to be hungry. So the message that you were getting was wrong, okay? Next, you have to see how you are viewing your body. I want you to look at your body as a temple that is sacred. What do you do when you go to a temple? Probably you take a shower first, you put on a nice clothes or clean clothes. When you walk there, you are very respectful and you're going there with your full attention and you are very attentive to get the knowledge, right? So you want to do the same thing with your body. You want to honor your body. You want to love it. And when you start loving your body and you are very respectful to your body, then you're not going to be self-abusing your body. You're not going to be talking nasty to your body, right? So it's very important that you remember that this is a living, intelligent device, and you want to be extremely respectful to it. As you start feeling and viewing your body this way, then your eating habits is going to change. You're going to realize that you really didn't need all the food that you were eating. Because when you do this, you start to be more relaxed. You're going to chew on your food more. You don't have so much stress. Your food will be digested very well. Okay, so this is the relationship base for a weight loss or for achieving our ideal body weight. Next, you're going to have to use the power of imagination. Okay, so power of imagination is that you constantly picturing the body that you want to have. What is the body that you desire to have? If you are thinking that you want to be a size 2 with six-pack, with firm thighs, with firm arms, then you're going to have to picture that the whole time. Not only you have to picture it, you also have to feel it. How do you feel when you have that body? Because remember, when you consciously thinking, setting this goal, and you picturing it, at night when you're sleeping, all this information is going to be transferred to your subconscious mind. Now, the subconscious mind is like a full library. It has all the information there. All the questions and all the answers are there. Because this is a very intelligent device, once you give the picture and your subconscious mind receives that picture, it's going to say, oh, so this is the goal. This is where we're going. And then all you have to do is to eat right, to exercise daily, and then leave the rest to your conscious and subconscious mind to do the job for you. Okay? Next process is going to be exercising. How do we exercise? Okay, that depends on your goal. If your goal is to lose the maximum weight, you're going to work out differently than if your goal is to gain the maximum muscle mass, right? So let me talk about aerobics and weightlifting and then the combination on these two. What is aerobics? Aerobics, the word air means oxygen. So aerobics means an activity that requires a lot of oxygen. So aerobics could be any kind of activities. It could be playing soccer, taking dance classes, jogging, or anything like that. So when you start to exercise, at the beginning, let's suppose you decide you're going to go and start jogging. At the first day, you might be able to jog for 5 minutes. But when you continue doing that day after day after day, the process is going to add up. So your 5 minutes is going to be 10 minutes, and then it's going to be 20, and then you're going to reach 1 hour. And then hopefully, if you continue on, you can run a marathon. So this is when we say you build condition, okay? So when you start exercising aerobically, what happens is your body requires to inhale more oxygen and exhale more monoxide. So as you're doing this, your body will learn to, every time you inhale, to get more oxygen in, and as I exhale, you release more monoxide, okay? So as a result, your lungs becomes stronger. And then what happens with your heart? Your heart is also a muscle. So when you start training aerobically, your muscle starts to become stronger. And then at the beginning, your heart will be racing. It's going to be beating really fast. But as you continue on working out, your heart becomes stronger. And then eventually, your heartbeat will be slower. So your heart, kind of the size of your heart becomes bigger, and that's a healthy heart, okay? Something else happens when you exercise aerobically. You will lose body fat because once you start working out, your body needs more energy to burn that. So let's assume before your exercise, you take complex carbohydrate, like an hour to hour and a half before your workout. So what happens after the carbohydrate breaks down, it turns into glucose. And then glucose will change again to glycogen. And your liver is going to save some of that, and about 300 to 500 of that is going to be reserved in your muscles. So as you start exercising aerobically, the first 20 to 30 minutes, your body is starting to burn the glycogen. After it goes through your reserve, if you continue that exercise or workout, your body still needs more fuel for the energy. So after that, your body starts to go to your fat reserve, and it's going to use the fat and burn the fat for its energy, okay? So this is why it's the length of your exercise is very important. If you ever hear or read somewhere that they say, okay, if you don't have time, just do 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes at noon and 10 minutes at night, that is not really going to be helpful, because you're not going to reach the point for your body to go through your fat cells and start using the fat to use as fuel. Okay? So after you're starting to do this, your body will also learn to hold on to more oxygen and also more nutrient. So when you're exercising, you're not going to be exhausted. So the best thing to do is to take complex carbohydrates an hour to hour and a half before your workout, and then you can drink water during your workout. After you finish with your workout, you're going to take proteins, because now your muscles needs to be rebuilt again. Okay? So now, also when you're working out aerobically, the chemical in your brains would also change. So your body would release more endorphin, and that is a hormone that gives you a good feeling, a happy feeling, okay? Also, exercising will help with depression, stress, and anxiety. So the more you exercise, the more endorphin that it's releasing, the more you're gonna keep your calm. That's why if you have any mental problem, they always recommend you to have daily activities. Okay, now let's move on to weightlifting. When you do weightlifting, what happens is you're gonna start picking up or using a machine, and you're gonna use the weight that is heavy for you. So for instance, if you start working out and you pick up 3 pounds, you're not going to be really building up muscles, because that's not a lot of resistance. Okay, so when you start, we recommend usually to start 4 to 5 pounds for ladies, and then gradually, as your muscle adapts to that weight, you have to increase your weights. So when you're lifting the weights, what happens? Your muscles will break down. And then it's going to take 24 to 48 hours for that muscles to repair and rebuild itself. So during these 24 to 48 hours, your body is constantly using energy. So the reason we say you need to work out aerobically and lift weights or do these two in combination, because not only you have to build condition aerobically, but you also have to build muscles in order for you to burn calories 24 hours. When you exercise aerobically, let's say you're going jogging for half an hour, or you do any form of aerobics, and you're gonna lose 300 calories, or you're going to lose 500 calories. For every 100 calories that you burn, next hours after, you're going to be losing 15 calories per hour. So if you are working out for half an hour and you're going to lose 300 calories, for 5 to 8 hours after that, you're going to be losing 45 calories per hour. That is not a lot of calories, right? But you also have to remember that although you are not losing a lot of calories, aerobically, you can tone your body and you can build a little muscle, and your body will become stronger. So the combination of two, weightlifting and aerobically, you can lose body fat and you can also gain muscles. So let's say now that you want to lose the maximum body fat. How do you exercise? How many times a week? I would say first we have to see if you are a male or a female. Okay, so if you are a female, you need to work out or exercise an hour aerobically, because for women it takes 45 minutes or over for their body to get to their fat cells and use that for fuel or for energy. If you're a male, 20 minutes aerobics would be enough and you could be in fat burning. That all depends again. If you're a guy and you're like 300 pounds, then the same theory will work. You have to exercise aerobically for an hour to get to maximum fat burning zone. So when you're exercising aerobically, you cannot be at the same level the whole time. You have to constantly go up and down, up and down. So your heartbeat has to go 85 and over, and then it has to come down and then go up. The more up and down that you have, the more body fat you will burn, okay? So for ladies, I would say no less than 5 to 6 times per week. You have to get used to that system. You also have to remember, when you exercise, your body releases lactic acid. Lactic acid creates pain. Lactic acid is what stops you to continue on your exercise aerobically, or it stops you when you're lifting a weight. For instance, you're doing 5 or 6 reps and you cannot do anymore. That's because of the release of lactic acid. So the more you exercise, the more your body learns to release that lactic acid quicker. So at the beginning, when you start working out, you have to work out every day. Because what happens is you work out, let's suppose you work out on Monday, and your body releases a lot of lactic acid, especially because at the beginning the body is not used to it, and your body hasn't learned to get rid of all that lactic acid. If you don't work out the next day, you're going to be in pain. But if you start working out the next day and just ignore the pain, after 20 minutes, when the muscles start to warm up, that pain will go away. So you have, this is very important, because if you don't exercise the next day, your muscles would stay cold, and then you're going to be in pain for the next day and the day after, okay? So this is for maximum result. Now, also something else that you have to remember is not only the length of the time is important, also the intensity is important. So if you guys are going to go for an hour walk, you're not going to be, your heart rate is not going to be high enough in order for you to lose a lot of body fats, right? So the intensity is important. For instance, if you're walking on a treadmill, you have to max the machine that you will get into like the hike. So it would be more intense and you will burn more calories as a result, okay? Now, let's go back to people who want to gain the maximum muscles. For guys, it's kind of difficult because you want to gain the maximum size, but what happens a lot of time is you're going to raise your calorie. So you're going to go 4,000 to 5,000 calories because you need all that calories to gain the muscles. And you're going to work out very hard. But you have to be careful, because if you are suddenly making your calorie to raise to a 5,000, you might start getting your body fat to go up to, and then you're going to have a hard time. I'm going to teach you how to do that to kind of work this thing. But at the beginning, you have to remember, anytime we do weightlifting, we need to work out aerobically 15, 20 minutes to warm up the muscles. After you did 15 or 20 minutes aerobics, then you have to split up the body parts. Excuse me. So you're going to be doing, for instance, one day you're going to do your chest and triceps. The next day you can do your lower body. The next day you can do shoulder and biceps. So the more you separate the muscle, the more room you will have to gain muscles. And also here you have to remember that when you working out with weights, you have to take more vitamins, minerals, amino acids. Because if you don't take enough amino acids or protein powder and you're going to lift a really heavy weights, your body is going to just go through your muscle, break down the muscles, and take the amino acids from your muscles. And this is what you don't want to happen. Okay, so it's very important to take enough vitamins, minerals, and amino acids throughout the day. When you take in amino acids or proteins, you have to break that down throughout the day. So for every 2.5 to 3 hours, you have to take amino acid or protein powder. Because if you guys just sit at one place and eat a whole chicken, your body is not going to be able to absorb all that amino acids. So you need to break that down throughout the day. And then if you're taking whey proteins, you have option to take casein, which is another form of protein powder. But the difference between regular whey and casein is that when you take casein protein powder, the amino acid breaks down slower. So it's better that before you go to sleep to take a casein protein powder, and during the night as you're sleeping, your body is able to take the amino acid and it's not going to go to your muscles for the missing amino acid that's there. Okay, so I'm going back to quickly going through the whole thing. Aerobics, you need to do for maximum fat burning, you need to do an hour or more, and then you have to do 20 to 25 minutes weightlifting. For guys who want to gain maximum size, you have to do 20 minutes aerobic. Then you have to split up the body parts. You have to give rest to every body part that you work. You need to give it rest for 2 days. Okay, so split up. And also sleep is extremely important, because if you don't have a good night's sleep, your hormones is just going to be all over the place, and you're going to be stressed out, you're going to have anxiety, you're not going to have the energy that you need the next day to exercise and work out, and you need a good night's sleep for your body to recover from the stress that you're putting on it. Okay guys, so the time is over. Thank you so much for being with me. You can also watch this program on my Facebook, Sudi Burnett, SUDIBURNETT. For you guys who are interested to have more information or get DVDs or my amino acids and supplements, you can go on my website, it's sudabeh.com, SUDABEH.com. If you guys want to send me an email, please email me at sudiyazdi@yahoo.com, or you can send me an email on Facebook. Thank you so much for being with me. I see you guys next week, next Saturday. Love.
برنامه سازان، میهمانان و کلیه شرکت کنندگان در برنامه‌های تایم تیوی مسئول سخنان و نظریات شخصی خود هستند.